Well, John, a 0-0 draw against Luton. What are your reflections on the game?
We're disappointed not to win the game, and I think everybody in Fratton Park is disappointed as well. It was a cracking game for the first 30 minutes, and I thought that Luton created a couple of chances. We relied on Will to keep us in the game, but I thought we caused them plenty of problems at the other end as well, and one of those problems led to the red card. So it was a really interesting game in the first half. It died off a bit in the second half. Luton really sat in, defended really well, and we couldn't quite break them down. We just didn't have enough quality and didn't move the ball quite quick enough, which was disappointing. One of those things we're going to have to work on and make sure we sharpen up over the next few weeks.
One change to the starting 11 with Christie and Sadie coming in. What was the reasoning behind that one?
We thought the game would suit Chris, and the way that Luton defend, we thought it would be a really good one for him. And to be honest, I thought it was Christian's best game in a Portsmouth shirt. I thought he caused a huge amount of problems, backed in really well, held it really well. I thought he got mauled a couple of times in the first half. There were about 4 fouls I thought that weren't given early on, and then as he settled down into the game, he started to get a lot more joy. So I was really pleased with that, and actually Elias came on and looked really sharp as well. So it wasn't anything to do with performance. It was just a tactical one that I thought would suit the game.
You've mentioned the effect the red card had on the game. What sort of did that man disadvantage have against us, and what problems did that cause for us?
It didn't cause us a huge amount of problems defensively, because I thought we defended really well in the second half despite not having to do a huge amount. Luton did have that one chance on the break where we did manage to stop them from, I think, getting a proper shot on target. But the problem that it caused us is that most of our game plan was based on Luton pressing really high and Luton being very aggressive, which we were in the first half hour. One of the reasons I thought we got in behind a couple of times really well. One of the reasons I thought we looked a real threat. And yeah, that changed the game. So it changed the game, and we've got to be better. We've got to be better in those moments to make sure that we take advantage of Luton being a man down and defending the box like we did. We just didn't quite open them up and have enough quality to score.
What needs to change in your eyes when the other team goes down to 10 men? What do the boys need to do, and how do they need to react?
I think we just need to be a bit more patient at times, and that isn't passing the ball backwards, but it's about shifting the ball side to side and trying to get our wide players in good areas. And I thought just a couple of the crosses were good, but a few of the crosses went wayward. We had a couple of half chances in the box, and when those chances do come, especially at this level, you've got to make sure you take them. And I think that was the only thing in the second half. And I'm not going to be critical of the lads. We just have to make sure we're a bit better when we do have those opportunities, whether it's against 11 or 10 men.
That's 2 points from our opening 2 championship games against 2 sides that are going to be up there. Luton coming down from the Premier League leads last week, obviously going to be up there. What does it say, the fact that you've been stood here, both post-match interviews, disappointed not to win those games?
Well, I thought last week we didn't deserve to win. I thought this week we probably did deserve to win, but it's a good sign. It's a really good sign that we are disappointed, but there's plenty to work on. There's plenty to make sure that we do better as the weeks go on. So yeah, really good signs. Very positive early on, because I think everybody looked at the fixture list and thought it was going to be a really tough one. And it has been. It's been really tough. Luton are a really good side, and expect them to do really well this year. But yeah, we just have to knuckle down and be a bit better.
What's the next step for the lads, do you think, in terms of the performance and getting results like this over the line?
I think just what I've mentioned there. I think that everything probably up until the final third was good. I think we created some good opportunities without really creating any chances. We got the ball wide to our wide players well a couple of times. We just didn't quite have enough. And to be honest, like I mentioned, Luton defended really well when we slide that ball down the side for Lange. Mengi just manages to ease him out. I think when we slide that ball down the side for Elias, they've got that Premier League Championship physicality just to really make it difficult for us, and we'll get better with that. We'll step up, and the quicker that a player like Elias adjusts to the level, having played in the Danish second division a couple of weeks ago, then the better we'll be, because we're nearly there. We're close on a few things. We've got to make sure that we are still tight at the back and go from there.
First championship clean sheet for Will Norris as well. What did you make of his performance?
I thought he was excellent, and for the first half hour he made a couple of really pivotal saves that kept us in the game, and that's really pleasing for Will. I think that he's really stepped up over the last week, and I think he was largely a spectator in the second half, but it's really important obviously for our goalkeeper to make saves, and there are going to be chances for the opposition, and we've just got to make sure we are as switched on in that department as we can be.
A really good performance, and a really good performance off the pitch as well, where the supporters rose to the occasion today.
Yeah, it was probably not a shame, but it was yeah, it just took a bit of the sting out of the game in the second half when Luton went down to 10 men. It was such a cracking game for half an hour, and for the first half really, where both sides were going at each other. There were a couple of chances at both ends, a couple of opportunities, and that died off a bit in the second half because of the nature of the game, which I fully understand, and we've got to be a bit better at moving the ball and getting it into really dangerous areas a bit quicker than we did. So yeah, I mean, amazing to be back here, and we're really looking forward to the back-to-back home games in a couple of weeks.
Marlon Pack was forced off just at the end there after a heavy challenge. What's the latest with him?
I don't know yet. We'll assess. I think he's taken a knock, and it takes a lot for Marlon to come off, so we'll see how he is on Monday.